by Emily Dickenson. I know that he exists somewhere in silence. He has hid his rare life from our gross eyes. It is an instant's play, it is a fond ambush, just to make bliss earn her own surprise. But should the play prove piercing earnest, should the glee glaze in death's stiff stare, would not the fun look too expensive? Would not the jest have crawled too far? God gave a loaf to every bird, but just a crumb to me. I dare not eat it, though I starve. My poignant luxury to own it, touch it, prove the feat that made the pellet mine, too happy in my sparrow chance for ampler coveting. It might be famine all around, I could not miss an ear. Such plenty smiles upon my board, my garner shows so fair. I wonder how the rich may feel, an India man, an earl. I deem that I with but a crumb am sovereign of them all. My life, closed twice before its close, it remains yet to see if immortality unveil a third event to me, so huge, so hopeless to conceive, as these that twice befell. Parting is all we know of heaven, and all we need of hell. I took my power in my hand, and went against the world. It was not so much as David had, but I was twice as bold. I aimed my pebble, but myself was all the one that fell. Was it Goliath was too large, or only I too small? A modest lot, a fame petite, a brief campaign of sting and sweet is plenty, is enough. A sailor's business is the shore, a soldier's balls. Who asketh more must seek the neighboring life. The soul unto itself is an imperial friend, or the most agonizing spy as an enemy could send. Secure against its own, no treason it can fear. Itself its sovereign, of itself the soul should stand in awe. Mine enemy is growing old. I have at last revenge. The palate of the hate departs. If any would avenge, let him be quick. The vignon flits. It is a faded meat. Anger as soon as fed is dead. It is starving that makes it fat. I like to see it lap the miles and lick the valleys up, and stop to feed itself at tanks, and then prodigious step around a pile of mountains and supercilious pier, in shanties by the sides of roads, and then a quarry pair, to fit its sides and crawl between, complaining all the while, in horrid hooting stanza, then chase itself downhill, and neigh like Boangers, then punctual as a star, stop docile and omnipotent at its own stable door. The body grows outside the more convenient way, that if the spirit like to hide its temple stands alway, ajar, secure, inviting, it never did betray the soul that asks its shelter in timid honesty. Good night. Which put the candle out, a jealous zephyr, not a doubt? Ah, friend, you little knew how long at that celestial wick the angels labored diligent, extinguished now for you. It might have been the lighthouse spark some sailor rowing in the dark had importuned to see. It might have been the waning lamp that lit the drummer from the camp to purer reveille. To learn the transport by the pain, as blind men learn the sun, to die of thirst, suspecting that brooks in meadows run, to stay the homesick feet upon a foreign shore, haunted by native lands the while, and blue beloved air. This is the sovereign anguish, this the signal woe. These are the patent laureates whose voices trained below ascend in ceaseless carol, inaudible indeed to us, the duller scholars of the mysterious bard. A deed knocks first at thought, and then it knocks at will. That is the manufacturing spot, and will at home and well. It then goes out and act, or is entombed so still that only to the ear of God its doom is audible. Unto my books, so good to turn, far ends of tired days, it half endears the abstinence, and pain is missed in praise. As flowers cheer the retarded guests with banquetings to be, so spices stimulate the time, till my small library, it may be wilderness without, far feet of failing men, but holiday excludes the night, and it is bells within. I think these kinsmen of the shelf, their countenances bland, enamor in perspective, and satisfy obtained.